Today I'm going to be reviewing a product called it's Neat Desktop Scanner. It's a scanning system. Now there are several different versions of the scanner. I have the version that plugs in to the USB port on a computer. Of course I'm using Mac computers mostly, so I got the Mac version. There's also a Windows version, and I think the hardware is exactly the same, but the difference is that you either end up with the Windows software or the Mac software, and they do sell the software independently. So let's say you have a Fujitsu scanner. Neat also sells their software for about $80, PC or Mac, if you're using the Fujitsu scanner, which is the Fujitsu is a really nice piece of hardware. I have a friend that has one. The software is not quite the same as the Neat. The Neat software is really the thing that sets the Neat desktop scanner apart, and so I'll be demonstrating that. So I have the Neat desktop scanner, and as I said, I do have the Mac version, and I've got it connected via USB to the Mac Mini down there in the bottom left. And so I'll be demonstrating how it works. But this is the hardware itself. Of course it's got the document feeder, and you can also feed in not only documents but receipts and even business cards. And the software, as I say, is what sets the Neat scanning system apart, because the software automatically uses optical character recognition to recognize the different types of things that you would scan. So for example, you could scan business cards and set it up so that it automatically adds it to your contact list on your computer. And you can actually scan multiple types of documents at once. So each one of these slots right here could have multiple sheets in them at the same time, and it'll systematically go through the business cards first, and then the receipts, and then the larger documents. And then you can also remove this plastic document area right here. That is removable so that you can stack up to 50 larger documents, document size, if you've got a bunch of things that you want to sort of batch scan. And then there's also a pull-out tray down here on the bottom with this little flip-out thing, so that it can catch the pages as you scan them in. So now I want to demonstrate the scanner in action. Of course, I have the Neat software open, which is important. You need to have that open, because at least on the Mac, if the software isn't open, then it's gonna scan to the Mac's default scanning. I think it's called image capture. But with the Neat software open, then it sort of takes over the scanner. And so in order to scan, I put one sheet of paper in there that I'm going to scan. It's actually my electric bill. And so I'm going to just press the scan button. And so I've pressed the scan button, and you can see that we have some activity going on over here. So it's the document catcher catches it. And so now we'll look at the screen. So there, the scan has appeared on the screen, and then right now where it says analyzing, what's actually happening, the software is using optical character recognition in order to find the text on the document, and then convert it, and then put it into a searchable database. And so that's a very important function, having it in that searchable database, because let's say that if I want to type something and I know that there's a word, in a document, and I know there's a word in a document, then all I have to do is begin to type the word. So let's say, for example, I want to, I know the word families is in some of the documents that I've scanned, and the idea with the scanner is you scan anything and everything that you think you want to keep. So if I go down to my keyboard and I type families, so F-A-M-I-L, okay. If we look up here now, we can see that I scanned in, actually it's a brochure for some products. And so if I see, and so once I began to type, see, you can see where I typed right there, F-A-M-I-L is as far as I got. Before I stopped typing, I could have typed more, but so the word families is actually in the document right here, and you can see that it's right up here at the top. In fact, hello friends, hello family, friends and neighbors, thank you. Okay, and so it's even showing me, the pop-up right there is showing me what it has recognized that's actually in the database. So you could see that this is very powerful. And demonstrating the search once again, let's say I begin to type in the word insurance. So I-N-S-U. Okay, and you can see that I've typed in I-N-S-U, and that's all I had to do. And so these documents, the list of documents here, they have the word insurance in them. And so, that you can see that that's actually a very powerful piece of software. And so the Neat software, of course, you can also organize things into different categories. It would be the digital equivalent of basically of a filing system. And so you can put all kinds of receipts and tons of different things, and the software is not perfect, but it will automatically try to categorize things such as receipts, and then of course you can manually you can easily sort of flip through them like that. I'm using the up and down arrows on my keyboard. You can easily flip through and find different types of documents. So, and I've got a lot of different receipts in here, and so if I sort of scroll down, you can see that that pops up very quickly, and I could easily find a receipt, especially once I've made sure that the dates are correct and so on and so forth. Then I can easily find receipts, and it even totals things up for me. If it's a receipt, it actually totals things up for me. So it's actually the software itself is what makes the scanner very powerful. You need a document scanner that is sheet fed, that can actually scan a lot of documents quickly, and combined with the software. You could use this with like a flatbed scanner, but it would be a very time-consuming, tedious process, because you'd have to make one scan at a time, raising and lowering the lid. Whereas with a sheet-fed document scanner, you can just shoot the stuff through and scan it very quickly into the database. So that is the Neat desktop version of the scanner. It's also important to note that Neat also sells a portable version. It's called Neat Receipts, and it's basically I guess you could, they used to call them hot dog style scanners, where it's sort of a long, slender device, and you plug it into your computer through USB, and then you slide you put the paper in it, and it pulls it through one at a time. So that's not document fed, and that would be more like if you were constantly traveling and staying in motels and you needed to scan your receipts or your other documents. That would be small enough to easily pack away in a computer bag or suitcase or what have you, versus a desktop scanner like what I have. Really has to kind of stay put. It wouldn't be very easy. It would be, since it's so much more bulky, it would be more of a problem. The bulkier the item, the more of a problem it is, obviously, if you're traveling. And then they also have a cloud version. Now that's another thing that I need to mention. With Neat, you don't have to subscribe to it, at least with the version that I have with the desktop scanner. Everything would scan to the computer, and it does. It scans to the computer, but then also they give you a free trial of their cloud system, and I probably am going to go ahead and subscribe to at least the home version of the cloud system, and I think it's maybe like $60 a year. And what that does, it automatically syncs all of your receipts to the to Neat's cloud. So you've got a copy of it on your local machine, but then you've got a copy of it on the Neat server in the cloud. And then the idea being that you can install the Neat software on let's say on another computer that you're taking with you. I take another, I've got a MacBook that I take with me, and so I've installed the software onto it, and so all I have to do if I want to work on the database or work on those files, all I have to do is open the program, and whenever I install the software, I put in my username and password for my Neat credentials basically, and everything's synced over automatically. It syncs over to my MacBook from the Mac Mini that I've scanned all of the documents in, and so then I immediately have access to everything, and so it's a pretty good system that they have set up, and the functionality really all revolves around the Neat software and the Neat cloud service, and then of course everything is, as I said before, everything is automatically ran through an optical character recognition program that's built into the Neat software, and that makes it immediately searchable. So if I'm looking for a specific document, it just immediately pops up. Now, my filing system is lax. What I've done over the years, especially the last few years, I've got a paper grocery sack, and anything that I want to keep, I just put that into the paper grocery stack, and I've done that for a number of years. Well, I can get about a year's worth of things that I want to save, papers that I want to save, receipts, so on and so forth, copies of bills, insurance, so on and so forth, insurance policies, all of that stuff. I can get about a year's worth before the paper sack, grocery sack, becomes full. And once, I'd say about every 6 months, I'll need to find something, and so I actually have to start sorting through these, the stuff in the paper grocery sack. But by scanning everything, then it becomes possible. All I have to, if I'm looking for something specific, all I have to, like if it's my insurance company, I simply type in some words that would be associated with it. For example, Blue Cross Blue Shield, name of the insurance company, certain other types of words. All I have to do is type that in, and I immediately have right in front of me, I've got the image, and of course I can email it, I could print it out, make another hard copy of it, so on and so forth. And of course I could throw away the originals, and maybe I will at some point. I'm not that brave yet. I want to keep the original papers. But on the other hand, it's this digital version makes everything organized. It really helps to get the computer to really make me organized, much more so than I normally am. So it's a very nice system. Now I purchased the Neat desktop scanner that I have through hsn.com. However, it's for sale. If you go to neat.com, they have the stuff for sale. It's also, I think it's advertised on television. There's TV ads about it. And of course it's on service like Amazon, and plenty of other places. So it is available, and the unit that I got, I was able to get it for $300 through hsn.com, but and I saw the same thing basically that I have. Once I saw it, when I looked at it, it was like $350, I think, is the normal price, and maybe I saw it on Amazon for $300, but I definitely saw it for $350. Now the cloud version, they have a standalone version. It's just specifically for the cloud, and it would be really aimed at businesses. The idea being that you don't even have to have it connected to a computer. You simply scan the stuff, and then it automatically goes to your Neat account. The thing's got built-in Wi-Fi, and it goes to your Neat account, and then you could just open up the software on whatever device, including a phone, your Android or an iOS device. They do have that software, but in order to really use that, you've got to pay for the business version of their cloud service, and that's more expensive, of course. It's $15 a month, versus I think it's about $5 a month if you've got if you're an individual. And so I believe I'm probably going to subscribe to maybe the individual version versus the business version, because I don't really need the business version. So, but in any case, it is a very I found it to be quite a good system. You just have to play with the software. It's like any software. You have to kind of poke it and prod it and sort of figure out what the software can do. What the limitations are, where you make it break down, so on and so forth. And then once you've discovered that and kind of get your head around that, then it becomes possible to sort of make it do what you want it to do. And so pretty happy with this system, and I've scanned a whole grocery sack year's worth of stuff at the first night that I had it. And so now I'm in the process of scanning. I save receipts for work, my own personal expenses, and so I'm in the process of scanning all of those. And of course there are I've probably got at least a year's worth of those, and so I've made my way maybe about halfway through that, and so that's still an ongoing project of of course scanning those in. Of course I've wadded them up and what have you. I had them in a paper or a plastic bag, shopping bag. But once all those are scanned in, then I've got some other stuff I'll probably scan in, and but otherwise it's just kind of an ongoing thing where I'm sort of scanning this and scanning that as I get it in the mail. Anything that I would keep, go ahead and just scan it. And then again, sort of anything and everything that I would normally keep, then if should I need it, I simply can look it up in the software, and I have immediate access to it. So overall, I'm very impressed with the system. So that's been my review and a little bit of a demonstration of the Neat desktop scanning system.